Trying to meal prep every week just never works for me. So freezer-friendly meal prep is a game changer. And today I will share 5 recipes that are going to buy you some time in your busy life. We are going to start with a simple fall vegetable cream soup and a veggie broth. These are the ingredients I'm using today, but you can use whatever is seasonally available to you. When it comes to the vegetable broth, of course you can just use a bouillon cube or get a store-bought broth, but I'm making homemade today because I want to have some for serving the dumplings later. Also, it's a very good way to use vegetable scraps from making the cream soup. This is what my mom usually puts in her broth, and I love the flavor. I chopped some tomato, fennel, garlic, onion, leek, and celery. Then stir-fried everything, added dried shiitake, covered it with cold water, and let it simmer for an hour. To make our cream soup, we are going to start by roughly cutting all the veggies except garlic. I want to make some garlic confit, so I'm going to keep the cloves whole and submerge them into olive oil that's safe for cooking. I'm adding olive oil, salt, pepper, and smoked paprika to the vegetables, giving it a mix, taste. Oven we go. While the veggies are roasting, we need to soak some cashews in hot water. Sometimes I use sunflower seeds or other nuts instead. When you take everything out of the oven, be very careful with the hot oil. Make sure pets and children are at a safe distance just in case. The garlic oil is going to be a great topping, but I want to add a bit of crunch as well. I'm going to mix sunflower and pumpkin seeds with a bit of oil, salt, and smoked paprika. The seeds only need a couple of minutes and dry air, so I like to put them in the oven when the rest is done. It's always safer to blend when things have cooled down a bit, so be careful with that. All the veggies go in. Let's add a couple of garlic cloves, soaked cashews. Add only as much broth as is needed for blending. Later, you can adjust the consistency by adding more. Get to a consistency you like, taste the soup, and then add salt if needed. Choose containers depending on the portion sizes you want. Later, I will show you how I like to serve the soup, but now let's go on to prepping the next dish, the pot stickers. These are the ingredients we are going to need. Again, you can adjust everything to your palate and to what you have available. Today, I'm using store-bought dumpling wrappers to make things easier. For the filling, we are going to finely chop the Brussels sprouts, a red onion, and mushrooms. I love smoky flavors, so I'm using smoked tofu. The key to achieving an amazing texture is grating. I like frying each ingredient separately to get a nice golden crust. Sometimes I also like adding some kind of noodles to my pot stickers. Today I chose sweet potato noodles for a fun texture. Cook them to the package instructions and chop them before mixing in. Season your your filling to taste, I'm adding a bit of salt, pepper, garlic powder, MSG, grated shiitake, and sesame oil. Once the filling has cooled down, you can start making the dumplings. While living in Nepal, I learned a couple of ways to close dumplings, and I want to show you two options. A very simple fold and one a bit more advanced one. For the simple fold, just pinch in the middle and do one fold on each side. Or don't do any folds and just use your thumbs to close the dumpling, creating the characteristic half-moon shape. If you want to play around a bit, after pinching in the middle, do 2 to 4 mini folds on each side. Freeze your dumplings immediately so the wrappers don't get soaked, and also make sure they are not touching in the freezer. Once frozen solid, you can transfer them to a container that takes less space. Can't wait to eat these, but for now, let's continue our meal prep. For our final dish today, we are making bean pockets with creamy cashew sauce. I chose dill as the main herb, but coriander or basil would work great as well. To make the sauce, I add drained cashews, dill, lime zest and juice, salt, garlic powder, and nutritional yeast to the blender. Mix until smooth and you have your sauce. Alternatively, you could get a store-bought sauce, but I think this is a great chance to use herbs if you have some wilting in your fridge, for example. This sauce goes extremely well with the bean pockets that we are about to make. Let's start by prepping the veggies and mushrooms. I'm frying bell peppers and zucchini. I like to lightly brown them and put them aside to not overcook them in the sauce. To the fried mushrooms and onions, we are adding tomato sauce and when it's reduced a bit, it's time to add the beans and the fried veggies at the very end. To assemble, put a little scoop of cooled down bean stew in the middle of your wrapper, then a bit of potatoes and top with some more stew to have the sauce surround the potatoes. You could add some avocado. It freezes well and it's nice when reheated, but I prefer having it fresh on the side. Same goes for the sauce. You could put it directly in your wraps, but then that risks some oozing. The sauce stays fresh in the fridge for at least a week, but it also freezes very well. Now, the best part. Let me show you different ways to serve everything we've made today. I like serving the soup with soy cream, homemade garlic oil, crunchy seeds, and fresh chives. Garlic toast on the side takes this to the next level. When it comes to dumplings, you can simply steam them or cook them in hot broth. But my favorite is making pot stickers. Place the frozen dumplings in some warm oil, carefully fry on low heat till golden, add water or broth, cover and steam for 5 minutes. Check for readiness and serve with a quick sauce or broth. The bean pockets are best when reheated in the oven, but panini maker or microwave works too. If you're planning on using the microwave, toast the outside to golden before freezing. If you decide to freeze the cashew sauce, the best way to defrost it is putting it in the fridge the night before. I like serving the bean pockets with some fresh salad and the cashew sauce. I love how you can mix and match these dishes to create a perfect meal for yourself. I hope you found the recipes useful and that they will save you some time. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Subscribe if you enjoy plant-based cooking, and see you in the next one. Bye!